Well, good morning, folks. My name is Omer Ahern Jr., and I am the District 3 Grafton County Commissioner. And today, I'm going to be talking with you about what's been going on at Grafton County government up in North Haverhill. Again, I am one of 3 Grafton County Commissioners. I represent the towns in the southeastern part of Grafton County, District 3, which includes the towns of Plymouth and Holderness and Hebron, up to Rumney and Campton, over to Dorchester and Groton, and then down to Alexandria, Bristol, Grafton, and all those towns in between, and then over as far over as Canaan. Again, I'm one of 3 commissioners. The other 2 commissioners are from District 1, Commissioner Wendy Piper. She is the clerk of the Grafton County Commissioners at this time. She represents the towns of Hanover, Lebanon, and Enfield. And then the chairman of the Grafton County Board of Commissioners is Commissioner Linda Lauer, and she represents all the rest of the towns in Grafton County, basically the northern and western parts of Grafton County, Littleton, all the way over to Piermont and Orford and so on. The commissioners met yesterday, February 13th, up at the county complex, and we met with the farm manager, Donnie Kimball. We meet with him at least once a month, and Grafton County is the last county in the state of New Hampshire, and there are 10 counties. We're the last county that still has an active working dairy farm, and we have some very good dairy cows in our herd. They're actually an award-winning herd here in the Northeast. I think I reported on that the last time that we met. But in yesterday's farm report, Mr. Kimball, who is the farm manager, reported that we are currently milking 74 cows. We are shipping 6,200 pounds daily, averaging 83 pounds per cow. That's a pretty good return there. The price of milk is still dropping, now at $18.03 per hundredweight. This is hurting our income for the farm operation, but the price of milk is hurting dairy farmers all over the country, and we need to be cognizant of that as we go forward. We have 3 employees at the farm. Donnie Kimball, the farm manager. Ben White is the dairy herd manager, and Ben has done a tremendous job. And then Brian Tillotson is our 3rd farm hand. And he does everything from feeding the cattle, milking the cattle when Ben can't do it, and they're good men. They're good men. They're hardworking men, and they are getting ready to order the seeds that they need for planting for this spring. They've ordered 5 tons of potato seeds, and they're getting the rest of the seed order together. One of the things that we're fortunate to have is the inmates from the House of Correction that do provide labor on the farm. Also, please mark on your calendars Saturday, June 23rd, which is the Open Barn Day, also going to be called the Farm and Forest Day, where we're going to showcase the farm and woodlands operations at Grafton County. So it should be a good day. It's going to be from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock up at North Haverhill, and you're all invited to attend. After Mr. Kimball spoke with us, we had some meetings with the Human Resource Director, Karen Clough, and there were some items that we needed to talk about in non-public session. And of course, under RSA 91-A:3, I cannot talk with you folks about anything that was discussed in a non-public session, items that I cannot talk about. Then we had our monthly report from Jim Oakes, the maintenance superintendent, and Jim always gives us a very detailed report, and that's right here. We get a detailed report from him each month. One of the items that he brought to our attention is that we're getting ready to start the replacement of the sewer lines at the county complex. We have a signed agreement. We have collected the bonds and the certificates of insurance from the contractor that will be installing the new sewer lines. And we're getting ready almost to start that process in May when the warm weather gets here. Some of the issues that we have to deal with on a regular basis is we've got problems with the generators in the nursing home and biomass plant that are being addressed. We have a generator problem also at the nursing home. So these are some of the things that we talk about. Our maintenance department is responsible for the maintenance at the county courthouse, do a lot of preventative maintenance there, and identify plumbing issues and heating plant issues. We have the nursing home that they're responsible for, making sure that everything works right there. We have a 135-bed nursing home, and we're dealing with things like fire alarms and laundries and the HVAC systems there in the kitchen. And we are all set now. All the electric beds have been delivered and are put into operation. And then, of course, the administration building that the maintenance department has things to look at. In fact, when I was there yesterday, one of the maintenance workers was up in the attic area over the commissioner's office area doing some inspections up there. Department of Corrections, you know, we have a 150-bed correctional facility. Right now, we're housing about 88 to 90 inmates there. Some of those inmates are women inmates from Crossroads County, and dealing with a whole host of issues there at the Department of Corrections, even though it's a relatively new building. The heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system is a constant issue there at the Department of Corrections, and we're constantly working over there. And of course, you know, we still have the biomass plant, which provides heating with wood chips as the source of energy for heating all of the county complex except for the Department of Corrections. So we're heating with wood chips the courthouse, the nursing home, the farm buildings, and the administration building with this biomass plant. If you're ever interested in taking a tour of our biomass plant, just let me know and we can arrange that. We've got some issues with some of our equipment there. So these are the things that Mr. Oakes brings to our attention every month, and he's working on his budget now to identify areas where we need to do some more funding, such that we got to fund the second half of the Force Main Sewer project that I talked about just a few minutes ago. Last week, our Grafton County complex was visited by some public officials from Alpena County in Michigan, state of Michigan. And they're evidently talking about building a new correctional facility there for Alpena County. And the folks out there are looking at perhaps hiring the architectural firm that designed and made the plans for our correctional facility. And so they came over and had a tour of our correctional facility, and evidently were quite impressed. Again, this is going to kind of be a panoply of issues. This is some things that are yesterday was an information gathering day at our meeting. One of the things that we asked to see is what the other 9 counties in New Hampshire are doing with regard to funding their social service agencies and other nonprofit agencies that come to the county looking for funding. Statutorily, the counties are responsible for maintaining and operating a house of correction, a county jail. We are responsible for the nursing home, providing nursing home beds for the care of our elderly and folks that need to have care. And we also have our farm and woodlands operation. The farm is basically a historical construct to help feed the people in the nursing home and help feed the people in the Department of Corrections. And I believe that there's a lot more that our farm can be used for in order to feed out more wholesome food into our nursing home and our Department of Corrections, and I'm working on that. But this year, and this is very important information. Right now, the County of Grafton County, has been requested to fund nonprofit agencies and social service agencies to the tune of $571,000, almost $600,000. And that's about what we paid last year, or paying in this fiscal year. Now, for example, some counties, Coos County funds its social service agencies and other funded nonprofits to the tune of $190,000 last year. Hillsborough County, the largest and probably one of the most populous counties in the state of New Hampshire, they fund $85,000 primarily for Meals on Wheels. Merrimack County, which is the second highest county for funding, they have a budget of $421,000. The next highest county is Rockingham County, southeastern part of the state, down on the seacoast, $233,000. Sullivan County, $200,000, and Stratford County, $110,000. They're mostly Meals on Wheels and homemakers. So Grafton County, by far, the taxpayers are asked to fund, almost $600,000 in funding. So these are some of the things that we need to address, take a look at, make sure we're making the best use of the taxpayer dollars. So in furtherance of this, the county commissioners are going to start their county budget hearings beginning the 1st of March. And every Thursday in the month of March and April, we will be meeting with the county department heads and the county elected officials, Register of Deeds, Sheriff's Department, County Attorney, and collect information from them as to what they believe their needs are and what their wants are, and in some instances what their desires are to fund their departments or their agencies within the county. And then the commissioners are tasked by statute to put together a budget. And that budget then must be presented to the county delegation. And the county delegation members are your state representatives that are elected. And I apologize to Representative Travis Bennett for not remembering his name last week. As soon as I left the room, his name came right to my mind. So I just want to remind you that your representatives from the Holderness, Plymouth, Hebron area are Representatives Travis Bennett, Representative Suzanne Smith, and Representative Steve Rand. From the town of Campton, it is Representative Tiffany Johnson. From the towns of Wentworth and that neck of the woods, it's Representative Dwayne Brown. We also have Representative Steve Darrow, who represents the towns in the Grafton area. Of course, we have a new state rep, Representative Vincent Migliori, represents the towns of Ashland, Bristol, Bridgewater, and the towns in that district. So you need to know who these folks are. You need to contact them. Representative David Binford from up in the Bath and Piermont area. David is very dutiful representatives, as are all of our representatives here in Grafton County. So you need to talk with these folks because they have to either approve or disapprove the county commissioner's budget. And in many instances, the county delegation will add money to the county commissioner's proposed budget. So I encourage you folks to come to the meetings that the commissioners have as they're hearing from the department heads, hearing from the elected officials as to what they want to see in their budget. And you need to hear what it is that's being proposed by these folks and then give us some feedback. We would very much like to hear from you. And again, my phone number in Wentworth is 764-6024, 764-6024. Also, you can reach me at my email address, omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. But I encourage you to attend our budget hearings, which will be every Thursday starting at 9 o'clock in the morning up at the administration offices in North Haverhill, New Hampshire. We also got a report yesterday from Kelly Monahan, who is the Register of Deeds, and she always gives us a pretty complete report. She is an elected public official, and she has the only part of Grafton County that actually has a positive cash flow income. She brings in more money than what she spends for staffing and for materials and equipment that she needs in her county registry of deeds. What's important about the Register of Deeds is she is responsible for recording all the deeds that pertain to land, transfers, mortgages here in Grafton County. So if you're a homeowner, if you're a landowner, your deed into you is on record up in North Haverhill at the Registry of Deeds. So it's a very important, very, very important component of Grafton County. The only other thing I want to talk with you about is I had the privilege of attending a graduation ceremony last Friday evening for the Crossroads Decisions program out of the Department of Corrections. This is a program that involves mentors, private individuals from our community coming into the Department of Corrections and working one-on-one with inmates, residents of the Department of Corrections, to try to help them get back on track, help them to improve their decision-making with the hope that they're not going to return to the criminal justice system. They're not going to come back as inmates into our house of correction, that they will be able to take these tools that they're learning in this Crossroads and Decisions program and make good decisions and become good members of society and, become better fathers and better sons. It was a great program. The reason why I bring it up, they need more mentors. They need more individuals from the community to go and volunteer to work with these inmates. And one of the leaders, what we call the macro teacher, she's retiring after many, many, many years of working with this program. I believe she was a school teacher who had retired and then had come to volunteer with the Crossroads program. So it's an interesting program. Again, they're trying to help these young men and young women learn to make better decisions as they go forward in life. This is going to be a short program today. Not very short, but short. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity that I have. And I want to thank PBTV for allowing me this opportunity to come in and talk with you a little bit about county government, talk about what we do up in northern Grafton County, at the actually North Haverhill in Grafton County, which is over on the Connecticut River. Oh, one little fact I wanted to share with you. Where we are right on the Connecticut River, and the Connecticut River is actually a bridge and not a barrier between the states of Vermont and New Hampshire. And right now, the total employees at Grafton County is 500 or so employees. And of those employees, 100 of them are Vermont residents. So 20% of our workforce at the county are from the state of Vermont. And we are very happy, very pleased, very privileged, very lucky to have our brothers and sisters from the state of Vermont working over here in Grafton County. Again, I want to reiterate that we still need registered nurses. We have slots in the nursing home that need to be filled by registered nurses, licensed nursing assistants, LNAs, and we're still looking for corrections officers. And we really are looking for folks that are committed to wanting to work with these different populations, working with the elderly and the disabled in our nursing home, and working with those young people that are incarcerated in our Department of Corrections. So we're looking forward to that. So if you are interested in working at Grafton County, we have a website. Just Google Grafton County, New Hampshire, and you can find a lot of opportunities up there. Again, I want to thank PBTV for allowing me to do this program on a regular basis. Again, I urge you to contact me if you have any questions or any concerns or any ideas about what we can do better in Grafton County to try to save money for our taxpayers. And it's a constant challenge to try to provide the services that we must provide statutorily: the nursing home, the house of correction, the farm, and then any other things that the county commissioners feel that the county should be funding. But that's where it's important to get feedback from you, the taxpayers, and the residents of Grafton County. Having said that, I thank you, and I bid you all a good day until I see you again, probably in a couple of weeks. And God bless America, and God bless the great state of New Hampshire. Thank you.